Okay, here we are with the mixers reassembled, and I have the green one on the left and the nice shiny one on the right. What I want to do now is demonstrate to you why this juicer, this particular juicer that came with this green stand mixer, does not fit this mixer. And what it comes down to is a difference in the diameter of this housing here. This is the green mixer, and this is the nice shiny mixer that I have. The only difference that I see visually between these two, of course there's a size difference, and we'll measure those to be sure, but this one has like a keyhole type slot in it. There's a little round hole that appears in the center of the slot. I don't know if you can detect that easily enough. Look, maybe you can at that angle. And whereas the newer mixer, or the shiny mixer, is just a straight across slot. But anyway, the pin for the juicer fits nicely into both of them. So that's not the problem. That's not the issue. So anyway, continuing. So here we have what we're trying to do is we're going to take a caliper and we're going to put it at the base of this thing and get a reading here. And I've already pre-measured these. It reads 0.941 inches on the green stand mixer. And the same measurement taken from the nice shiny mixer reads 1.67. So there's well, that doesn't, let's see, yeah, 1 point, that's even different. Maybe I had it at the wrong angle. There we go. So the shiny mixer is 1.72. So let me change that. So 0.941 on the green stand mixer is the size of this housing, and on the nice shiny mixer it reads 1.72. So therefore lies the problem. When I try to place the juicer on the new one, on the old green stand mixer, as you can see, it slides completely down over the housing, and I'm able to engage the pauper with no problem. It won't move, so that tells me that it's in the slot of the mixer. And if I was to turn the mixer on, it would rotate. Now, if we take this and move it over to the shiny mixer, we have a problem. As you can tell, the juicer does not slide all the way down over the housing because it's larger. So, as a consequence, the juicer pauper just spins freely. It's not engaged with it. I don't know if I can get an accurate measurement with my tool or not. It's really awkward to try to get it in place. I think what I'll have to do is probably try to perhaps get a piece of stiff cardboard or something to stick in there and see exactly what that distance is, and then measure it with a caliper later on. But anyway, to solve this, I think what we're going to have to do is, let me separate the stud here. I'll turn this over so we can look at it. But I think what the easiest solution for this, possibly, in my small world, is to have one of these machined and make the distance between this point and this point longer. In other words, to make up, it needs to be the distance between this longer in order for it to engage the mixer housing. I think that pin is pretty straightforward. It's got a little rust on it I haven't cleaned off yet, but you can tell that it's hex shaped on one end, and that fits into the Let's see if I can get that. You can see that the juicer is hex shaped too there, so that fits up in there. And of course, again, the slotted end is very straightforward. Where are we? There we go. And of course, the other end's slotted and pretty straightforward. I don't know, I would think that would be the easiest solution. I don't think it would be smart to try to ream the inside of this out. That's a little bit of porcelain loss there. That's not crack. And there's a little bit of porcelain loss right there on the tip of the juicer. But otherwise, man, this thing is in great shape. The interior cleaned up beautifully. It had a lot of grease and oil and dirt on it, but it's sparkling white. I'm not sure I would really like to be able to take this apart, because there's a gasket of some sort in there that contains a lot of dirt, and I wouldn't want to actually use this thing until I was able to clean it, because if I put water in it and lay it to its side, it stains a little bit, so you can tell it's picking up dirt from that gasket there. On the flip side of this thing, it's got two small, put it over the white paper so you can see it, it's got two small pins, which make no sense to me. I have no clue as to what use they are for, because there's no slot in it to unscrew them. I thought at first they were screws, but they're not. And then when you look at it on the inside, there is absolutely no hole where it goes through. Again, I haven't completely cleaned this up. Now you see that what appears to be, to me, I've got dirt under my fingernail, or on my fingernail. What appears to be, if I can pick this up so you can see it, there's a pin right there that looks to be holding this part on. And I don't see the pin on the other side, so I wouldn't have a clue as to how that pin could be backed out of that to get these two pieces to separate. I'm of the conclusion that pin is holding those two pieces together. Well, let me put it there. There you can see it better. You see it actually evades the space of that circular sleeve in there, so that's the reason I'm thinking that it holds it in place. The other parts that came, which are pretty cool, this is that colander beater that came with the mixer. I've not seen one of these. It's in the brochure. It's got multiple slots around here for it to fit just about whatever position you want to slide it on there. But it's really funny to see it in operation. This is a colander, nice shiny bowl. And of course, when it's on the mixer, this thing just sits here and rotates in one position in this bowl, and the bowl rotates. So the beater stays stationary when it's rotating. And of course, it fits inside the big bowl. That's an extra washer I've got in the bowl. But that's how it fits in the big bowl. So that is that. Now, I also have the strainer that goes with the juicer. I have that. I have an extra beater, which is in relatively good shape. The one I have is better. And it's got a push stick, which somebody left near a heating element on the stove and it burned. Now this bad boy here, of course, we all know what this is, and to find one is like trying to look at a needle in a haystack, but it's a small bowl holder. And it fits perfectly on the old mixer and the new mixer. I have no problem with it fitting on there. But I was surprised, I guess I just didn't realize it, that once the bowl is inserted in this this holder, that it does not rotate. So whatever you've got in there, you better you'll have to stop the mixer and push it around with a spatula or something to mix it up, because this bowl is not going to spin freely when it's installed in the holder there. Another interesting thing is that the mixer came also with a very nice meat grinder. It is of the steel and tin variety, and it's quite heavy, and it's got the Hobart numbers on it. It's in very good condition. A little bit of loss on the outside, but I sort of like that kind of patina there. Maybe that's some tin loss, I don't know, maybe just tarnish. But anyway, it's very heavy, and what's interesting is that normally I would think that an aluminum housing meat grinder would come with the Model R. So that's just another perplexing question as to why the old style meat grinder arrived with this mixer. Again, it makes me think that this is the old Greenstand mixer, some sort of prototype or some sort of experimental model. Now you can see where I took some mother's polish, and I polished just one section of the housing here. And if the rest of the mixer shines up like these three sections did, man, this is going to be a showstopper motor housing if everything polishes up as nicely as that. Of course, the bowl is a wreck. That's the green pad that originally affixed to the bottom of the big bowl, and it's been fried in some hot condition. So that's not going to come together very nicely. There's a little chip, I call it a chip, if you can see, right here on the side of the mixer. I'm not sure what caused that, but it's only cosmetic and of no consequence. The cord is, I'd say it's original. It's in excellent condition considering the rubber pad for the bowl is not, but I suspect the cord, the plug, and the whole 9 yards is original. So anyway, that pretty much is the mixer dilemma. Well, I never did show you the condition of the small bowl. It cleaned up very nicely as well too. A little bit of stain, loss of porcelain in the bottom, but again, a very nice specimen to have, I think. There it is, and that's the bottom. A little bit of loss on the bottom. Of course, that's just wear from placing it on countertops and whatever. But I did notice that when I first got it, there was a lot of, I thought, porcelain loss on the side of the bowl. But I took some Barkeeper's Friend, and it was just, I guess, buildup where the small bowl was placed in the bowl holder over time, and it just marred it up just on the surface of the bowl. But anyway, it cleaned up nicely, and that's a treasure to have. We all know, again, how difficult it is to find a small bowl for these things. Anyway, the popper thing that the lemon or the orange fits on, of course it was filthy when I got it, but it cleaned up nicely. I had to soak it in water overnight to get the build up, especially in the corners. There was a lot of ugly stuff that I would never use it in that condition, but anyway, even the inside cleaned up nicely after a night soaking in plain water, and some Dawn dishwashing detergent and a toothbrush took care of all of the deposits on it. Anyway, a nice piece in excellent condition. Anyway, that's it. I guess I'll be waiting for some feedback from you guys. Take care, bye.